Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the New York Yankees and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Yankees is Stefan Wever, whose record is 6-4 with a 3.05 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Tom Filer, making his season debut. And so we stuck it out yesterday and won the middle game of the three-game series versus the Yankees. A couple of doubles in the game, and Rickey Henderson had a triple. And we put together just enough runs to stay ahead of the Yankees and try to finish this month strong. We are looking so terrible right now at 11-14, and yet with our 30-22 record, we sit atop the East by a half game. It doesn't get any easier after today as we go to Baltimore to face the Orioles. So us three here are definitely in a little bit of a scrum. Let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe. Also, we do have the robot race going on today. This will be the last robot race for this homestand. And then once we get back, we will get right back at it and finish out the first round. Okay, so Tom Filer making his debut for the Tigers in the 1982 season. We're going to take a little bit longer look at him coming up. All of the bullpen is available today. Dave Patterson. No, it was Capizella who got the win yesterday. Good job by Jerry Uger. He made it through 5 strong innings, and then he fell apart in the 6th. But ultimately, a pretty decent start for him. Rickey Henderson, as you take a look at the lineup here, Rickey Henderson is not available today. He's listed as tired, so Kevin Bass will play center field. We'll keep Dawson in right for this game. And John Mayberry back in there at DH, replacing Reggie Jackson, who played yesterday and did nothing. Okay, let's do the Yankees lineup rundown here. Looks like the same lineup as yesterday. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Willie Randolph. Batting second at shortstop is Ozzie Smith. Batting third in right field is Claudell Washington. Batting cleanup at first base is Rick Leach. Batting fifth and catching today is Ron Hassey. Batting sixth at third base is Joe Lefebvre. Batting seventh and DHing is Dennis Werth. Batting eighth in left field is Don Reynolds. And batting ninth in center field is Lee Mazzilli. And here's Tom Filer. I will show you what he did in the AAA. Pretty solid, 9 starts. 4-1 with that 3.55 ERA. So solid. Opponent's batting average 245. Last year, after the trade that sent, I believe, Dave Stegman to the Cubbies, he went 16 relief appearances, going 2-0 with a 2.29 ERA. Opponent's batting average 305, though. That's not great. He did have a save and 1 blown save. He is replacing Robbins in the lineup. So hopefully he can pitch at least a little bit better than Robbins. That's all we're asking of him is to, not Robbins, I'm sorry. Our crappy number 5 pitcher, it just totally escaped my mind, caught me off guard. There's the Tigers defensive alignment with Bass in center field at an 83 there. Okay, so Willie Randolph leading off against Tom Filer. And Randolph pops it up to Brock at first, right on the chalk. Caught for the first out, 1 down. Next up is the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith, who flips it into left field for a base hit. Average now up to 272. He's got decent speed. We'll see if he's running here with Claudell Washington at the plate. He is going. A called strike, and Smith steals second base. That is his first stolen base as a Yankee, 13th overall. So runner in scoring position now for Claudell Washington. And Filer walks Washington. Maybe not the worst thing in this situation, as the Tigers could possibly get a double play with the first baseman, Rick Leach, running. His speed is a 70, and he slams it right into the dirt for an infield single. So Filer's season is off to a bad start as the bases are loaded with one out, and the MVP of the American League is up next. We're going to, again, with Leach on first and Hassey running, we're going to try to keep everybody back, try to turn two. Ground ball to second. That looks like a double play. It is. There we go. Good job by Whitaker. Going 4-6-3. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's look at the Tigers lineup for today's game. Batting leadoff in center field is Kevin Bass. Batting second at first base is Greg Brock. Batting third at third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup and DH in today is John Mayberry. Batting fifth and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting seventh in right field is Andre Dawson. Batting eighth at shortstop is Alan Trammell. And batting ninth at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Stefan Wever on the mound. This guy has been nothing but lights out since his rookie year in 1980. 32-9 overall, 6-4 this year with a career ERA of 2.76. Opponents are batting .207 against him for a career, 19 complete games and 5 shutouts. I'm curious to see if the complete games leads the American League since we started in 1980. And we're going to do that after tomorrow's Baltimore game. We're going to do the end of the month of May league leaders, but we're going to do their totals from the time we started our sim, the beginning of the 1982 season, through the end of the month of May. I think that'd be kind of interesting to see who the best players are. Let's take a look at the log. He did start off the season against Detroit, throwing 8 innings, giving up 2 runs, but he took the loss in that game. And this is his second start against the Tigers. He is coming off a shutout and a complete game, so back-to-back complete games. Wow. All right. So some work to do against Stefan Wever. Defensive alignment for the Yankees as Don Reynolds out there in left field, sub 80. And Kevin Bass leads off. A ground ball back to Wever. There's one down. Next up is Greg Brock. Had a good game. Here's the player of the game yesterday, striking out for the second out. And Mickey Hatcher up next. Also hits it back to Wever. That's about as bad as you can do, hitting 2 ground balls back to the pitcher and striking out. We go to the top of the second. No score. Here's Joe Lefebvre leading off. Oh, a hard ground ball that just gets under the glove of Sweet Lou Whitaker. So that's a third base hit now against Filer. Dennis Werth up next, strikes out. There's the first K for Filer. Runner on first. Don Reynolds up next. And Joe Lefebvre steals second base. That is the second stolen base of the year, and I bet if we check, I bet both of them were against Parrish. Runner in scoring position for Don Reynolds. Not a home run hitter, but he did hit a home run in the first game of the series. Ground ball to Trammell. It should hold Lefebvre. It does. And Trammell guns down Reynolds at first. It's going to leave it up to Lee Mazzilli to get Lefebvre in. And he walks. I thought it was a wild pitch. 4 straight fastballs out of the strike zone. And we go back to the top of the lineup with Willie Randolph. Randolph hits a ground ball to Trammell, and Trammell tosses him out. So Filer is playing with fire and getting through it as we go to the bottom of the second with John Mayberry leading off and hitting a lazy fly ball to center. At least we got it to the outfield. One down for Parrish. Big Wheel gets the first hit for the Tigers. You can always count on Hatcher and Parrish. So now we have a runner at first with one out. Gibby up next, 2 for 16 with a home run against Wever in his career. And he strikes out looking. 2 Ks now for Wever. And here's Andre Dawson getting a second consecutive start. He did have a hit yesterday as he strikes out. We have really got some tough defensive players out there that are not contributing. As we go to the top of the third with Ozzie Smith lining out to left. One down for Claudell Washington. Washington strikes out. 2 Ks now for Filer. 2 down for Rick Leach, and he drills it to center field. Caught on the warning track by Kevin Bass, 436 feet. That's pretty incredible. We go to the bottom of the third. Alan Trammell leading off against Wever. Popping it up on the infield. Shortstop makes the play. There's one down. Next up, Sweet Lou. Lou slaps a base hit the opposite way. Lou's got 7 hits against Wever. At least somebody's hitting him well. Let's go ahead and try to hit and run with Kevin Bass up. Bass batting .290 versus right-handers this year. Hits a ground ball to Randolph at second. The only play was to first with Whitaker running. And we're going to count on Greg Brock, the Brock Nest Monster, to get things going. Oh, he's going to walk. We'll take a walk. A walk's as good as a hit in this situation because now Mr. Clutch is up. We don't have a nickname for Mickey Hatcher, but maybe Mr. Clutch. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. There we go. Whitaker scores, and it's 1-0 Detroit on the RBI single by Mickey Hatcher. Now we need a big hit. We need a bomb here from John Mayberry. He smokes it to center, but it's going to be run down by the center fielder, Mazzilli. And we go to the top of the fourth. Tigers have a lead, 1-0. Ron Hassey's going to lead off, and he gets a base hit into left field. 4th Yankee hit today. These 4 left-handers in a row, I guess 5 if you include Ozzie Smith, really make it challenging for any right-hander. And a pass ball by Parrish allows Hassey to go to second. So runner in scoring position, nobody out. And looks like, I thought he was going to walk him, a 3-0 count. And wait till you see where that pitch was. That was definitely right there. That was ball 4. But Lefebvre pops out to Trammell. Dennis Werth up next. Werth batting 156 versus right-handers. Hits a high fly ball to right. Will Hassey tag? He's so slow. He's going to hold. Don't run on Dawson. So 2 down, runner on second still for Don Reynolds. And Reynolds hits a hard ground ball to Tramm. But Tramm tosses him out. So this is a lot like yesterday's game with Jerry Uger, who was really, giving up walks and hits, but ultimately was in control until the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Here's Parrish leading off. Big wheel flies out to center field. 1 down. Gibby up next. Shoots it to the left, and Reynolds snags it for the second out. And Andre Dawson, a ground ball to short. Dawson's average is now at the Mendoza line. Hall of Famer Andre Dawson. He's got to have a huge second half, right? I mean, that's what we're counting on. Tomorrow is the third of the season will be over. So We got to get going with some of these batters. I mean, as Lee Mazzilli grounds out to short. I mean, when you look at our lineup, and this is our everyday lineup, Trammell and Whitaker are fine now. They got off to a bad start. They're both in the 260s. Dawson is terrible. Gibson's around 270. That's fine. Parrish is great. Mayberry and Jackson combined have 10 home runs in the DH position, so you can't complain about that. Hatcher's great. Brock has been a disappointment, and Ricky's been a disappointment. So, I mean, we have some work that can still be done with our offense. I'm not looking to make a trade as Randolph gets a base hit into right. I'm looking for pitching and not for hitting. So, I mean, we're kind of going to go with what we have. Third stolen base against Parrish today and a pass ball. I don't know what the hell he's got going on behind the plate. We're going to pull the outfield in. Smith doesn't have any power, so I'm not concerned about about him hitting it over our outfielders. Try to keep it in front of us, maybe throw out Randolph, or at least prevent him from scoring if the ball is hit through the infield. A ground ball to short, and Randolph was runs himself right out of the scoring situation. There's the second out with Smith on first. Will Smith be going? Claudell Washington is the batter. And he smacks it right back at Filer. Filer tosses him out. This is a great debut. We'll take 5 scoreless innings from our number 5 starter. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Here's Trammell leading off. And a ground ball to short. I don't know why I couldn't think of Bryn Smith earlier, but Bryn Smith is the one that got sent down, not Robbins. Robbins is the one who'll probably lose his job when Petrie comes back. So 1 down as Trammell grounds out to short. Whitaker flies out to right center. And Kevin Bass getting some opportunities to play in place of Glenn Wilson. And not doing much here today as he grounds out to third. We go to the top of the 6th. And we'll take a look at the in-game stats. I guess Hatcher, once again, is the player of the game so far, as he's driven in the only run and has 1 of the 3 Tigers hits. So Rick Leach is up, leading off the 6th, batting .435 versus right-handers. And he has a hit today, 1 for 2. Flying out to Bass in center. There's 1 down. Next up is Ron Hassey. Hassey grounds out to Trammell. This game's moving along. Say that much. And then an infield single by Joe Lefebvre. Is that his second today? That is his second infield single. And you can see he's already got a stolen base, as well as Randolph and Smith. Let's see if Filer can get a ground ball at Werth. Nope, a base hit to Werth, and Lefebvre goes to third. And I almost feel like I'm asking for it by having Filer pitch to Don Reynolds. I mean, he's been keeping him at bay all game, and this feels like where it gets away from him. Oh, no, there we go. I'm such a pessimist. I've seen it so many times that I should just trust when a pitcher is throwing a shutout. Okay, so a great job by Filer. He threw 6. That might be it for him. I mean, I think we've asked enough for his first start. Greg Brock will lead off the bottom of the 6th by striking out. 4 Ks for Wever. Next up is Mickey Hatcher, popping it up high on the infield to the right of second. 2 down. John Mayberry. Hey, Mayberry walks. You can always count on him getting on base, at least by walk. So runner on first for Big Wheel. And he shoots it down the right field line. There's no way Mayberry's going to score on that. Oh, he did score. Do we want to send Parrish for a triple? No, we do not. I mean, it's 80% chance. But I think that at 80 is more like 20. So we're going to say no. We're going to let Parrish get an RBI double out of that. The crowd here at home is really quiet. I don't know if I have the crowd noise down or what? That's Parrish's 8th double, and I bet you that's his team lead in doubles this season. So an RBI double from Parrish. Let's see if Gibby can drive him in. Nope, takes strike 3 looking. Okay, we go to the top of the 7th. Don't forget we have the robot race coming up. And, man, we have switch, right, switch. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna take out Filer. That is a great performance from him. And we know that Lee Mazzilli hits lefties well. We've already seen it. So we're gonna bring in Dave Patterson, also a righty, to face Lee Mazzilli, who's batting .279 versus righties as a lefty. Let's see if we can get the job done here. Nope, base hit to left, of course. Okay, so here's Willie Randolph, runner on first. Patterson has been, he's got Randolph out all 3 times he's faced him. Little nubber from Randolph back to Patterson, and Patterson wheels to second. They can't turn 2. This might be Patterson's last batter. Will Randolph be running? They're down 2 runs. So getting into scoring position doesn't matter a whole hell of a lot. As Smith lifts it into center. There we go. Nicely done. So that's going to do it for Patterson. And now we're going to bring in Capizzello, who's the only left-hander in our bullpen that gets lefties out. So I have high regard for Cappy in these high-leverage situations. Runner on first, 2 down. Claudell batting .158 versus left-handers. And Cappy sets him down. He gives him the cheese, 93 miles an hour. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is time for the robot race. Let's take a look at today's contestants. We've got Steve M versus Russ H. Dave won yesterday. There's a heavyweight battle between Dave and Freddie. Somebody had to win, just like today, with Steve and Russ. Let's go ahead and go to the race. We're going to go into super full screen mode. Look at these soft little robots, how happy they are in their slumber. Little do they know they're going to fight to the death. It's Russ H. It's Steve M. We have 45 seconds on the clock, and we're going to count down from 3, and we'll kick this baby off. Good luck to Russ and Steve. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, Russ skating along into an early lead. I mean, a robot that has wheels should be faster than a robot who has got short, stumpy legs. I'm not saying that Steve actually has short, stumpy legs, but it's possible. Russ H. picking up the pace a little bit as Steve is catching up to him quickly. And it's neck and neck. Oh, Russ H. falls to the back, and that usually means a full-on run to the finish line for Russ. Let's see. He's coming up. There's still 10 seconds to go. He is moving along on just those one leg of wheels. Wow. That was all the way from behind by Russ. That sort of didn't leave a lot to figure out there. Sorry, Steve, but your robot is going to be destroyed now. We're going to hold on to his eyebrows, but, the rest of him's gone. So we're going to go ahead and put Russ H. Into the bracket. Congrats to Russ. Here we go. Moving Russ H. into the next round. And the next home game, we'll find out who Russ will be playing against. Either James K. or Tony A. Let's get back to the game. Here we are. Bottom of the 7th, Tigers are up 2. Stefan Wever at 95 pitches. He probably could go about 110. And Dawson leading off. Ground ball to first. No surprise. Dawson 0 for 3 on the day. 1 down for Trammell almost gets it past Randolph. But he snags it, tosses him out for the second out. And here's Sweet Lou, 1 for 2 on the day. He's one of the 4 Tigers hits. And he's 7 for 20 against Wever. He crushes it. Actually, it looked like it was gone off the bat. But 335 feet, not even close. We go to the top of the 8th. Now, We got 3 lefties due up, so we're going to let Cappy get through this. Normally I would bring in Rucker, but Rucker has been really struggling versus lefties. He's a lefty. I'm sure you know that, but he's not doing so well. So we're going to let Cappy get through this, and then we'll bring in, assuming we're still in a good spot, as he walks for Leach. That's okay. Double play possibility here. But we'll bring in Wever to close it out. Okay, runner on first. Oh, come on. Now this is total crap. It's first and second with back-to-back walks. Never bring the reliever back for a second inning. And then he strikes out Lefebvre. So now we've got a real predicament here. We can't leave Cappy in there versus Werth. Werth will, I mean, he bats terrible versus righties, but he crushes lefties. Okay, we're going to bring in Tom Hume. Hume does get righties out pretty well. This is tough, though, because we've used him a lot, and I feel like, although he's pitched very well, he is due to give it up. Right-handers are batting .242 against him, which is pretty decent. We'll take that. Let's turn 2 here if we can, with Hassey and Leach on base, and Dennis Werth batting .160 versus right-handers. He rips it to left, and Gibby makes the play. Gibby, not a good defender in left field, so you just never know. Okay. This is where we have to guard the lines against extra base hits. We'll give up 1 run if we have to, but we don't want the game to be tied here with Reynolds. Ground ball to short. And there we go. Nicely done. All right. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tigers are ahead 2-0. Kevin Bass leading off against Wever. Fly ball to left field. This is a solid pitching performance from both teams. Oh, the left fielder Reynolds didn't come through at the plate, and he commits an error, dropping the fly ball, allowing Bass to get to second. All right, so we need Brock to pull it to right. Let's get Bass over to third if we can. Perfect pitch to do that. He pulls it to first. Bass goes to third. They're not going to pull the infield in, which I suppose with 1 down, that's maybe no point in that. So Bass is going to go on contact. All we need to do is either hit the ball to the outfield or on the ground. That ought to be good enough to get Bass home. He tags up and scores. Great job by Hatcher. Definitely player of the game material for today. It is 3-0 as Wever is officially tired at 117 pitches. John Mayberry walked his last time up and walks again. So Mayberry gets on base twice today. 2 down for Lance Parrish, and Parrish base hit up the middle. Now he's 3 for 4 with an RBI. Is his 3 for 4 better than Hatcher's 1 for 3 and 2 ribbies? They're going to bring in Goose. He's the setup man on this team. Kaufman is the closer. We've seen Goose, I think, all 3 games. Gibby shoots it to left, and that'll be the 3rd out. So we're going to the 9th inning. We're up 3. It is a save situation. So we're going to bring in Wever, leading our team in saves with 6. He hasn't been super reliable, but look at his, the opponent's batting average against him. He has walked 3 more than he struck out versus righties. But overall, a pretty damn good performance. He is due. He has blown a save. Let's see if we can get these final 3 outs. We have Mazzilli leading off. Ground ball, base hit. All right. No need to panic. Runner on first. Next up is Willie Randolph. And a balk. Okay. So this is where the moguling begins. A base hit and a balk in the 9th inning. Down by 3. That run doesn't mean anything. But the subsequent runs that are on the way are going to be painful. As Randolph hits a ground ball to Whitaker at second. Sorry, I was thinking about my defense as I was trying to call that play. We're not going to pull the infield in. I'm not worried about that run. I know that Ozzie's not going to hit a home run. Oh, but I thought he was going to walk, but it's a base hit. So there you go. The Yankees got their courtesy run. And now we have all lefties up. And Wever does get lefties out pretty well. I still tend to feel like we need to take him out and bring in Rucker. But Rucker doesn't get lefties out. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to work it out loud. There we go. Wever, 76-mile-an-hour changeup, strikes out Washington. It's going to leave it up to Rick Leach. Now Leach crushes righties. 2 down, runner at first. We're going to guard the lines against an extra base hit. We do not want Leach to get a double. Ground ball that gets past Brock at first. I actually made the right play, and that's exactly what happened. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to walk Ron Hassey. It's never easy for us. We're intentionally walk the MVP. That is a go-ahead run on base, though. To get to Joe Lefebvre, we're going to take out Wever, and we're going to bring in Rucker. I know. Rucker does not get lefties out. But we have to give it a shot. Now, if this doesn't work, we have righties up, and we have no more righties in the pen. So this is imperative here. The game comes down to this. Do we pull the? We're going to play everything straight away. Fly ball to center field. Bass makes the play. Oh my gosh, I almost overthought it. But that works out as well as it could. Tigers take the last 2 of this 3-game series at home. We need these victories. No trade offers today. Let's take a look at the standings. We hold a half-game lead over Baltimore, which is fine. We're going to face them next. We put the Yankees 2 back. Let's go ahead and look at the transactions. No other trades. Larry Bradford of the Braves decides to retire. He was still pitching in 1982, so this is a premature retirement for Bradford, as he did not play this year. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. This is a close call for player of the game. I guess Hatcher's sac fly, that was the 3rd run, was the difference maker. So we're going to go ahead and give it to Mickey Hatcher with his 2 RBIs over Lance Parrish, who deserves his share of the credit for this game. Although he didn't, they had 3 stolen bases against him and a pass ball. So that's the negative for today. Tom Filer, great job in his first start of the year. We like that. We need that. Rucker comes in, shuts it down. He gets his 6th save. Roger Wever, it's just tough. Okay, that's it. So we're going to come back tomorrow with the first game against Baltimore in Baltimore at Memorial Stadium. And the robot race will return on our next homestand. And then after tomorrow's game, we're going to have our end of the month standings and league leaders, in which we will show you the cumulative totals since we've begun the simulation. So from 1980 all the way to 1982 through the end of this month. I think that'll be kind of fun and different. So until then, everyone, have a great night.